And welcome back, everybody. This is week 2 of the Golden Games. I'm your host, Fade Me Casually, and this week we got a pretty spicy schedule. We're going into week 9 of the NFL. Couple good matchups. It's been kind of crazy. Obviously, last week we did all right. I think we were 3-1 last week in the podcast, but I honestly can't even remember. So you'll have to go back and listen to that one on your own if you want those results. But without further ado, let's get into this week. So the first game this week is the Seattle Seahawks versus the Buffalo Bills. And the spread in this one is -3 for the Seattle Seahawks. And I'm going to take this one as a golden game this week because I really like the Seahawks. Larry Von Feitzel's really huge on Russell Westbrook over at B3T Sports. I'm really big on Russell Westbrook, so am I. I think he's the real deal. I think DK Metcalf, man, he's insane. He's just been making athletic plays all over the field these days, and I just don't see anybody really stopping him. Even though the Bills have been pretty solid, I don't think they'll be able to cover the spread. They looked kind of poor against the Jets. It cost me so much money against the Jets, actually pissed me the fuck off. They were one of my locks of the week in that game. So I'm really regretted betting on them, and I will not be taking them. That's golden game number 1 of the week. The next game on my list that we're going to go over is the Broncos-Falcons. This is not a golden game of the week. I'm staying away from that one. I just think both of these teams are very uninteresting to watch, and I'm just not intrigued by this game at all, basically. So move on to the next one, which is the Bears versus the Titans. And the spread in this one is -6.5. And a lot of people were upset with the Titans last week after a very poor performance not covering. I actually had them as one of the golden games. That's definitely one of them that lost for me. Definitely could not have called them losing. I don't even remember who they played, honestly. I'm about to look it up again, to be fair. But, I couldn't tell it. Actually, fuck it. I don't even care. Moving on. I'm not going to dwell on my losses. That's not a golden game this week either. I'm staying away from the Titans. I can't take them. And obviously the Bears. If you take the Bears, man, you have a problem, honestly. I can never bet on them for some reason. Good for you if you can take the Bears. That's pretty impressive. Moving on, though, we got a rivalry game this week in the NFC North between the Lions and the Minnesota Vikings. And the Vikings were looking really hot against the Packers last week. But will they continue that against the Lions? A much worse team, granted. Matt Stafford's probably the best part of that team, as I have said before. But I don't really think the Vikings are going to be consistent enough for the rest of the season. I think that they were getting shit on a lot last week, and that people just, did not give them any respect going into that Packers game. And I will be giving them a little bit more respect in this game, but I would highly suggest people take the Lions money line in this one. I believe that the Lions could actually pull off the upset here. Plus 165, I think it's solid value. I just like these divisional games too, and I think the Vikings will end up squandering this divisional game after the Packers win last week. So that's actually the upset of the week. Golden game for sure. I think you should take the Lions money line. Got great value. Moving along now, we've got the Ravens and the Colts as well this week. That's a great matchup. Stellar defense from the Colts versus a high-powered offense of the Ravens. Excuse me, I got something on my phone here. Of the Ravens, but they've been doing great this season. Lamar's obviously looking elite. Not as crazy as last year, though, to be fair, but they have been playing some tough defenses like the Steelers. I don't know. This one's pretty close. I'm probably going to stay away from it, honestly, not make this one a golden game. The next one on the list then is the Panthers-Chiefs. And honestly, McCaffrey's coming back, so I'm going to make this one a golden game. Just take the Panthers spread, plus 10. They've been great against the spread this year. I think they've hit like 70% of the time on the spread or something like that, which is insane. Teddy B loves the spread, dude. Just keep an eye out for that. Hit that golden game up. That's number 3 of the week. And next on the golden games list, we're going to skip the Texans-Jags games, both shit. We're going to skip the NFC least rivalry Giants football team, both shit. Las Vegas Raiders versus the Chargers, fuck it. Take the Raiders spread. We'll make that one a golden game. I like that. I'll make it number 4. I want to kind of have a decent amount of golden games this week, so take the Raiders spread on that for sure. I like, obviously, John Gruden, amazing coach. Just a hoss. Absolute man of a man. A man's man. So I'm going to go with the Raiders in that one. Next, we got the Steelers versus my Dallas Cowboys. Fade the Cowboys. Next, Miami Dolphins versus the Arizona Cardinals, and honestly, Tua looked pretty solid last week. I'm not gonna lie, he really impressed me, but Kyler Murray's also looking good. I'd probably stay away from this game as I feel that it will be very close, and I don't know if you're gonna take anybody. I'd take the Dolphins to cover just because I think it's gonna be a close game. It could be a field goal. These teams are pretty similar to me, except maybe the Cardinals defense is a little bit stronger, so I could see them winning by like 3. Moving on. Last Sunday game of this week, so I'll make it a golden game for the sakes of it and make a pick. I'm going to go with the Bucks, you know. I like Tom Brady. I think Tom Brady's out to really prove something this year. I think with Belichick being bad, he sees the opportunity to go prove to all these people that say that it was just Bill Belichick that, you know, he really is the GOAT. And honestly, I think he's been doing it so far. I have their over 9.5 win total. It's going great. I'm feeling super comfortable about it. But, you know, I'll take the Bucks in this one. I think he wants to beat Drew Brees too. That's one of his like GOAT-esque conversation pieces, I guess. Is there's some people that'll argue that it's Drew Brees, but we'll see. You know, it should be a good game. But I'd take the Bucks to cover that -4 for sure. And with that concludes this week's Golden Games. Please tune in next week and check out B3T Sports for more of my content. See ya.